This is the Astranti guide on how to pass the ACCA Strategic Business Leader or SBL exam. So starting with, what is the ACCA SBL? Now, the Strategic Business Leader exam is an integrated case study exam and a cousin to the SBR. There are two strategic professional level exams for the ACCA, and they're often seen as similar, but there are very significant differences between them. Now, with the SBL, what we mean by an integrated case study exam is that ACCA 2 weeks prior to the exam will release a pack of pre-seen materials. Now, what this pertains to is a collection of information, memos, emails, financial data that correspond to a fictitious company, of which you will be examined on your skills as an accountant, applying the syllabus knowledge to the simulated workplace given in this pre-seen material. Now, one thing to note about the strategic level exams is that they're very difficult. 100 marks in 3 hours and 15 minutes might not sound like a lot, but in reality it is. So you're going to have to focus on honing your skills, your time management, your syllabus knowledge, and your mastery of the pre-seen and what is actually being examined in this exam if you're going to want to do well. So the syllabus can be broken down into 7 areas, 6 of which are on the screen here, and the first 5 of which I would say are one block: leadership and governance, risk management, communication and interpersonal skills, strategy and innovation, technology and data analytics. Now, the reason I say professional ethics sits apart from these 5 is because it is examined slightly differently. And this is in addition to the professional skills section of the syllabus. Now, that first block of syllabus material sits separately to the second block because it is the second block which is what you're really being examined on in the SBL. So we have 5 areas here: communication, commercial acumen, analysis, skepticism, and evaluation. These are skills expected of you as an accountant in the workplace. So what you're really trying to do is to take that first block of information and use that in regards to the tasks given to you in relation to the pre-seen company in order to demonstrate these 5 professional skills in addition to the ethics. So this is taken directly from the SBL syllabus, and each of these professional skills is broken down even further in the syllabus. So if you want to pause the video and have a read through of what it is you're actually going to be examined on and the skills expected of you as in this exam, feel free. But it is also available on the ACCA website with the full syllabus. Now, the way you'll be asked to do this is through tasks. Now, for those of you who have professional experience, this will be somewhat familiar to you. You may be asked to write a letter, email, or memo, create presentation slides, prepare a press release, produce a briefing note, draft a report, or generate a project initiation document. It's extremely important to note here that the relationship between these tasks in the exam is very obvious. You're being asked to do things that an accountant would do to prove that you have the ability to act as an accountant in this scenario to the level expected of you at this level of your qualification. Now, where students slip up is by not understanding this context. And we see this in the examiner's review. This one is taken from March-June 2025. Now, I've highlighted the key points here, but everything on this page is relevant. So once again, give it a pause and have a read through. Now, not applying is given here. And what the examiner means by this is that the point is not fully explained and shown why it is relevant or important to the context of the task requirements. An argument has to be contextualized within the task given, within the framework given to you by the pre-seen material and your role as an accountant for that company. Secondly, we have the inability to select and appropriately use relevant information to answer the task requirements. And what this is demonstrating is that you know how to make an argument using the correct accounting material. And then finally, a point for the professional skills is that in this exam, you're expected to present your answers in a professional manner. This includes the formatting of your answers, which must be relevant to the task at hand. Now, there are some simple rules for passing the SBL exam. The first one is 80% syllabus knowledge. If you spend too much time getting caught up in that first block of syllabus knowledge, then you will fail to develop the correct skills, writing style, and time management required to pass the exam. Remember, that first block of syllabus is really about giving you the tools by which you can demonstrate those professional skills. Now, secondly on this, you must become a master of the pre-seen material. You're acting in the role of an accountant for this company, and therefore you must be familiar with this material to the extent you would be required to in your role in real life. One thing we do at Astranti for this is every pre-seen we provide a free analysis pack available on our website, which I'll link in the description. Thirdly, you must become intimately familiar with the professional skills you're being examined on and how to demonstrate these through your answers. A little more to come on that in the next few slides. And then finally, you must take timed mock exams continuously. It is no good doing practice questions not under timed conditions because you will not be able to develop the time management skills required of you. Another thing on this is what we say is it is always better to present the examiner with a full script of partial answers than a partial script of full answers. Now on our website, which I'll link in the description, we have a number of options available if you'd like extra support in order to pass the ACCA SBL exam. We have full courses available, which will include the full syllabus coverage. It will also include the exam technique guide and professional marking and feedback on mock exams, in addition to a personal mentor and tutor. Now you can also get these materials individually, and I would definitely recommend getting professional marking and feedback at least, because what is really being tested in the SBL exam, what is your exam technique and your ability to apply the syllabus knowledge to the scenario to demonstrate the professional skills required of you at this level. And the best way to be reassured about your ability to pass this exam is to get feedback on your technique from somebody who has worked with students to help pass this exam before. Now, also available on our website is the opportunity to book a free, no obligation one-on-one meeting with one of our mentor team who are able to advise you on the best course of action towards passing this exam, whether it's your first time or you're a resitter. Now finally, just a few more things. Make sure you go to the ACCA website to find syllabus material and examiners' reports. Those are best reviewed to give you an idea, like I have in previous slides, about how to pass this exam and the common pitfalls, as well as to get direction on the syllabus material. In addition to this, on the website, you'll be able to find a practice exam, which will be on the software, the Pearson VUE examiner software that you'll be using in the actual exam itself. And it's greatly important that you familiarize yourself with what this looks like, so that when you go into the exam, you're not surprised by how to find exhibits, how to format your answers, and etc. etc. Now finally, if you have any more questions about how to pass the ACCA SBL exam, leave them in the comments below and we'll get back to you on that.